You do not like music?
Oh, I love it. But, where are the violins?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning back into Battle for the Midwest, hosted by Kaiju Corp here at the Scrims Esports Gaming Center. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties here, we were not able to catch the end of IWA versus RU. RU were able to come back, or excuse me, push forward to a win with that Fed Vein. There were a couple times where they were looking to possibly get a pick there with the Pantheon, but unfortunately was not able to shake off a uber Fed Vein come in the late game. But picks and bans are concluded for game number 2, and that's where we're going to be heading in so far. Blue side was able to flex a Maokai first pick into jungle, and they're going in with actually a Xerath support. So with the misfortune pick on the blue side, they are going to be looking to poke down the red side and push in. On the red side, you have a Sivir and a Milo looking to hold it down on that side there. But it looks like we are going to be potentially going into game here very shortly. We are loaded up. All the bands and everything were good, and we're going to be switching scenes there very shortly. More targeted bans that came in from blue side there. They did ban the Vayne out, so we don't have another repeat of what happened in game 1. I guess they learned their lesson there. But a very beefy frontline coming in from IW. Looks to be just a standard fan out in the early game. Nothing crazy so far. No cheeky, weird plays that are going to be coming in there. I am a little bit farther ahead, but on the live stream, as you can see, everyone's looking to fan out very shortly. Talking about a couple of these flex picks that they did have, they did look to pick the Xerath later in the draft, possibly looking to sort of shake up where people are going to go. The Maokai first pick coming in from IWU does speak to a really heavy flex. They could have put it in the jungle, they could have put it top, they could have put it support, could have gone a multitude of ways, but just showing how much of a power pick Maokai is in the current meta right now. Irelia mid can get an early advantage, especially against a Swain that needs a couple of items before they can even look to contest. Pointing out an odd sort of unique pick, at least in the current meta right now, it is going to be a Shyvana jungle. Now, Shyvana notoriously is known for farming for 20 minutes and then coming out of the jungle and hitting you with a sack of gold here. She is able to do something similar like that against a Maokai, but with the playmaking potential of someone like a Maokai, like an Irelia, it's going to really put pressure on her to keep up with the game. But Lakers or RU having the first win in this series here, they don't need to sit down and make these heavy plays. They can sit back and sort of play to their strengths, farm up for later. Sivir being very short range is going to be difficult to really jump into these fights without getting isolated by the Maokai or someone like the Ornn there, or getting jumped on by Irelia. So it looks like they want to sit back, they want to scale up, and this jungle pick is really pointing to that. Milo is going to be there to keep them safe, keep the CC down, and keep them shielded up and sustained up. A little bit of aggression coming in from Irelia in the early game. Irelia able to use her Q to stack up her passive, gives her additional attack speed and on-hit damage. Makes for a very aggressive level 1. Get the minions low, Q onto the minions, and then Q onto your opponents, and there's not much they can do to trade back there. Level 2s are pinging in the bottom lane. Xerath's going to want to sit there and poke down the Sivir and the Milo. Very short range champions. The sustain coming in from the Milo later, but it is going to drain the health pool, so he's going to want to use it sparingly. Plus, the spell shield no longer grants mana regen. It does heal up a little bit to help with that sustain there, but it's going to drain Sivir's mana pool, and that's the resource that we're going to look to keep. Xerath, on the other hand, having a passive that allows him to sustain mana by auto-attacking a minion or auto-attacking a champion for some additional mana regen. To double up on the Poco. Wait, we have a first blood actually coming in from the mid lane. We did not see that happen there, but it looks like I was just talking about there, Irelia most likely stacking up the passive there and just jumping onto the Swain there. Sorry we were not able to get that scene there, but talking to the strength of Irelia, able to stack up that passive, hit the stun, and then just dive on. No mobility coming in from the Swain. Swain did keep the flash, so I'm not sure what the decision making was there. but Swain giving up first blood and losing even further agency to a really aggressive lane coming in. Really good job coming in from IWU to really put pressure on this early game and punish the inability to push up from this Swain. Small goal lead coming in from IWU due to that first blood there. Irelia is just going to be able to sit there and sustain from their stun. Does hit on, jumps on, resets on the Q. Able to auto attack. Looks like he's just going to walk out there, but can't walk up into lane at all. You're an immobile champion, unfortunately. Maokai getting invaded by the Shyvana, cannot duel her early on. Is she going to keep pushing forward? It looks like she was looking for the dive, but did get pulled in under and rooted. Looking to possibly posture a little bit. The wave isn't pushed up quick enough. Cassante does look to be trying to push in, trying to force the dive, but with Ornn being there and still half health, it looks to be too risky to try to push that. But Irelia is coming up for the answer there. And everyone just backs off here. Shyvana really good at early dueling, especially against an isolated target like a tank. Able to apply her E so that way she gets some % health damage there. Plus the double proc on her Q. Able to apply that on hit, or excuse me, that % health damage twice to her target. Makes her a really potent dueler against someone like a Maokai or an Ornn, who once they blow their spells can't really do much else. Lane actually pushing away from the Swain right now. He's going to have to overextend if he wants to get some additional damage on to Irelia. Irelia is going to be able to heal up with the passive and the Qs there. Stun hitting onto the Swain again. She's playing it safe, not looking to dive on the turret. Does not have that level 6 yet, but the risk is there. Swain having to play very safely and is going to have to overextend for any CS here. Swain still does have the flash there, but with the flash coming in from the Maokai, was able to avoid this gank here. Did pop the ultimate just to make sure. But Maokai blowing flash for flash in the mid lane, I think that's going to be just fine come later on once Irelia jumps in. Irelia does have flash for the next engagement, plus also has TP, can look to push up a lane, create some pressure, and then join in a team fight. Pinging level 6 as well for both the mid laners. So Irelia is going to be a crazy threat once she gets back into lane here. Not much action happening on the bottom side, going actually fairly even. Lethality build coming in from the Misfortune, so the double up damage and the bullet time on the ultimate, looking to shred some of these tanks. I am going to have to question a little bit on that build because come later on, they are going to be very tanky and be a lot harder to shred. Possibly a Black Cleaver coming in to shred some of that armor, but I guess with the short range coming in, might be a problem come later once Shyvana starts getting something like the Iceborne Gauntlet, or you have Cassante probably building the same thing, looking at that sheen there. IWU looking to start up this dragon here. First Infernal Drake, giving a little bit of extra power. Going to be really good for this early game on the Irelia. Pushing forward and keeping this Swain out of lane there. Looks like Irelia is pushing in the mid lane, but that's 3 people taking the dragon. Shyvana just sort of looking, seeing what's going on there, but can't contest their solo. Make It Rain giving a little bit of vision there. Sivir pushing up and looking for the Ricochet to do a little bit of damage there. Ultimate from the Irelia missing completely, and the stun missing. Shyvana getting the dragon here, and actually the fight's turning over onto and coming out good for RU. Actually completely turned that around there. Got the dragon and still got the fight. Good team fight comp coming in on RU. A double kill coming in for the Shyvana there. Really good decision making and actually played to their strengths there with the team fight there. Swain popping the ultimate and the Sivir popping the ultimate for the additional move speed there. Allow them to keep on top of them and keep that sustained damage going. Good decision making coming in from RU, and an overextension coming in from IWU. Unfortunately, Irelia just flashed in, completely missed everything. A complete misplay from there. She was looking to jump onto someone like Sivir, but after you miss everything and her passive not stacked up, unfortunately, nothing more that she's able to do. Doesn't have a completed item yet. So, unfortunately, just kind of entered her life away. That's a massive injection of gold going over to RU, who are already one game up in this series, 1-4, and a nice, good, solid 1.5k gold lead. 2 kills put onto the Swain is definitely going to help alleviate some of that pressure there. He's possibly looking to go for that Leandries. Shyvana looking to go for that Titanic Hydra to double proc on the Q. With the Vamp Scepter, possibly looking to go for a Ravenous Hydra, maybe going for a little more aggressive build there. Some trading going on in the mid lane there. Neither of them have a completed item just yet, but the sustain from the Irelia off the Vamp Scepter should allow her to take these aggressive trades and still stay in the lane there. Shyvana posturing and ulting over the wall there, gets the stun, is taking a tower shot. Does she get killed by the Swain? It does not hit. Good pressure coming in from the Shyvana. Definitely knows that she has the ultimate there, and with Irelia getting low, able to keep that pressure on and keep the Swain safe. Really good decision making and good pressure being put in from RU. Irelia actually staying at low health, thinking that she could just sustain off of that there. Hits the stun, gets the full minion wave. Very nice. Good resets on the Irelia. Looks like the Milo ultimate had to come down in the bottom lane. Sivir looking very low there. Fortunately, Xerath hasn't popped the ulti, or just actually pinged level 6 now. Don't know if he's going to actually go for the ulti on the low health Milo. He's actually popping the ulti right now on the Milo. Looks like he missed all that there, but the Sivir is really low. Probably just pushing back, but they are actually able to survive the barrage from Xerath there. Bullet time also came out and unfortunately got no kill there. Ornhorn is sounded against Cassant, but he's able to stay steady there and not take the CC, but it is a little too much to bear from both an Ornn and a Maokai. A bunch of CC coming in there, plus the Brittle applying the extra damage. Swain misses the pull on the Ivern there. They don't have any other CC, so he's able to just dash away out of there. Really good gain coming in from the Maokai to put a little bit of pressure and help that Ornn out a bit. Brittle damage able to apply onto the user there. Swain ultis popped in and multiple people, but I guess they didn't see that the Shyvana was still there. They had no vision. Her Ornn has to flash out. Irelia popping the ultimate to slow everyone there. They're still taking tower. Shyvana is very low, but so is the Irelia. She's still in the fight there. She's still surviving, but the Swain sustain stays and gets a kill back, gets a trade back on the kill. A shutdown actually going to the to the Irelia, so fairly worth it on her end to get a little bit of extra gold. But the Swain is running away, has the Leandries there, they're able to keep in the fight. It actually looks like it is the Ravenous Hydra coming out from the Shyvana there, so it's looking that she's looking to go the more aggressive build. Normally you'd go with Titanic Hydra on Shyvana and build some HP there. You are able to get a double proc on her Q on hit, and there's a fun interaction where you can get multiple procs of the Ravenous Hydra, the Titanic Hydra for some really good damage. You can do the same with Ravenous, but it's more aggressive. It's lifesteal, it's AD, things of that sort. So the Shyvana possibly later on is going to be fairly squishy, looking to jump in, but probably just wants to assassinate a target and call that a day. Stun missing from the Irelia on the mid lane. Swain is popped up by the Maokai there, but Irelia gets the kill onto the Swain there. Shyvana's looking to get the trade back kill, does get the trade back kill, and gets yet another one on the Maokai. That is a double kill coming in for the Shyvana. They're sustaining back from the Titanic Hydra. That is 4 kills coming on to the Shyvana there. Pressure coming in from the mid lane. The Blade of the Rune King comes in, but it looks like Sivir just jumped. Sivir just decided to flash in on the turret. Was able to do it because of the Milo healing and shielding. Misfortune is all by herself. They're looking to possibly redive this and kill her there. Combo auto attack reset. The boomerang blade coming in, and that is a nice dive coming in from RU. Looking to keep this pressure. 2-0 coming in from the Sivir there. Doesn't have a full completed item yet, but was able to pull that off. Very nice coming in from their bottom lane. Unfortunately, the poke combo from the Misfortune and the Xerath not working out right now. Shyvana did get the dragon in the background, so that is a second dragon going over to RU. Ornhorn sounding for the Cassants, but he can't be knocked up when he's steadfast like that. The root comes in from the Maokai, but he gets pushed back in the tower. Very good use of the all-outs coming from the Cassants. to get him back on the turret there. What just happened there? Unfortunately, Shyvana getting caught out in the jungle, giving a shutdown, 800 gold over to the AD carry. That's unfortunate there. Swain getting the pullback on the Aurelia, but Misfortune is popping up, getting melee range for some reason. Stun missing from the Xerath there. More poke damage. Pullback from the Swain comes in. A heal goes in, but unfortunately gives over yet another kill to the Swain there. Pushing down, trying to kill this Misfortune, and this is yet another one. That is a double kill coming in for the Swain there. 7 kills to the Swain at 14 minutes there. Once Swain has popped his ultimate, the sustained healing from Swain, if you're not able to burst him down, unfortunately, he's just going to sit there doing massive amounts of damage to your team there. Bit of an overstep coming in from IWU. Just giving over more kills to them here. Iceborne Gauntlet is completed on the Cassandra in the top lane, so the slows are going to be even more. Shyvana running down Ornn. He dashes away, but it doesn't matter. Shyvana has a bunch of movement speed and the damage coming in. Double proc hits, and boom, that's another kill coming over from the Shyvana. Ravenous Hydra getting fully stacked shortly soon. Shortly soon, I guess. But the double proc coming in from the Q on the Ravenous Hydra makes her a dueling machine. Someone tried to go in there and stop her, but she's just running down yet another person on the top side. Maokai getting very low. I don't know if he's going to survive this. Does have to flash away. The ultimate is still in. She's still diving. Gets rooted on the turret, but it doesn't matter. She gets the kill back. Doesn't give the kill to Irelia, so that's worth it on their end. Gold going over to Maokai, but Shyvana is unfortunately just running away with this game. It's 15 minutes. I said it'd be 20 minutes, but she only has one item, and she's definitely coming out and smacking the gold. All right, 15 minutes into this game here. Are you with a pretty massive lead going into this mid game here? Shyvana is running away with the game. Swain is fairly fed in the mid lane, and Sivir's not doing too far behind. It's going to be very difficult for IWU to try to come in. Their composition's looking to team fights, looking to set up for this wombo combo of the bullet time and the Ornn, and Maokai with the grasping roots coming in and trying to keep someone CC'd for that bullet time, with Xerath putting in some magic damage on the backside. Unfortunately, Xerath is in a support position, meaning he doesn't have the gold income that you would from someone in like the mid lane. So the magic damage on the team is going to be fairly lacking, which means Cassandra and Shyvana only need to build a couple of armor items to keep in and healthy. Rev Herald going over to RU. It's going to help push this lead a little more. But turret bounties are popping in for IWU, so if they're able to make a good play or make a good macro decision, they would be able to get a little extra gold back in there. Xerath trying to poke down in the mid lane, but again, unfortunately doesn't have the gold income that you normally would off of mid Xerath. So the poke is not sticking. The sustain from the Milo is going to keep someone like Sivir or Swain popped up. Swain did die, unfortunately, and looks like he blew his flash as well. Did not see that on screen, but did die. Unfortunately, a misstep from that Swain there. I did not see who got the kill, but Irelia looks to be pushed up a little too far. The damage reduction doesn't look to stop. The ultimate just to get out of the stun, but the Maokai coming in to peel back may have given up his life for his mid laner there. Xerath trying to stun, trying to put a little bit of damage down, but this Shyvana is relentless, and yet another kill goes out. Irelia is still caught out. The all-out coming in from the Cassandra. Ornhorn trying to peel back to try to keep her alive, but that is kill going over to the Cassandra. First kill of the game for the Cassandra, but he does have his Iceborne, so the slow on him and the sticking power from the Cassandra is just compounded. Wave clear from the Sivir coming in. They're looking to drop down this Herald and push further for the lead here. Unfortunately, Ornn is all by himself. There's not much you're able to do here by yourself, Ornn. You may want to just back up and not give up another kill here. Stun coming out to the Cassandra, but again, not that much damage. Slow coming in from Swain, doing a little bit of damage, and burn coming in. Bullet time over the top there. Does not have the damage that you normally would from a bullet time, but the Milo heal and the CC cleanse comes in, and it's like it never even ulted, unfortunately. Fortunately, with that sustain of coming in from the Milo and the CC cleanse, I'm not able to do that much. But unfortunately, Maokai is caught out. Sivir ulting for the movement speed, which just helps out Shyvana. Another kill going on Shyvana. Knock up into the stun. Xerath shooting over the top is able to get Cassandra, who is low, but Shyvana still is in the mix, sustaining off of the Titanic Hydra and gets a kill onto their AD carry. Oh, this poor team. Not able to shut down this Shyvana. With all this CC, you would think that they'd be able to peel back, be able to keep her down, but she's able to fight anything that comes her way. Merc treads on the Shyvana, so she's able to reduce most of that CC. It looks like that Shyvana might be going for a Blade of the Rune King as well, which is just gonna skyrocket her damage there. May want to look to get a little tanky, but with how far behind IWU is, maybe they're not worried about it. Maybe they're looking to just close it out. Dragon going over to RU. That was an Ocean Dragon, which means that we are looking at Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul giving some additional sustain for the team. So any poke that comes in from someone like a Misfortune or a Xerath, they say they're able to step back and just sustain off of that there. So it's really looking grim for IWU here. The only thing that they're really possibly looking to do is get a good pick with the Ornhorn or something with Maokai able to root a single target, but I don't see that happening, unfortunately, with this game. "20 minutes into the game, it's 8-19. They do spot the Irelia trying to recall and avoid this gank, but she does get spotted out in the last second here. They're looking to give the kill over to Swain, but they are worried about her getting killed. Another kill goes onto the Shyvana here. Unfortunately, she was overstepped, even with the Wit's End giving a little bit of magic resist. It's just too far out. A Rampage on the Sivir, actually, in the mid lane, catching the Misfortune out of position. Flashes in on the Maokai. Maokai is too far behind to do anything. Does not get the auto attack to finish it off, but when the AD carry is able to just flash onto your tanks there, able to flash onto anyone, really, you know that this game is completely out of control. Right now, 2 people dead on IWU. It is looking grim. They are going to be looking to push inhibs. All 3 lanes right now being pushed up. The pushing power from Sivir. Swain is knocking on the inhib turret right now. They are responding down on the bot side. That's 3 people pushing on to the Swain, looking to possibly get a pick here with the overextension. He does pop the ultimate for the sustain here, gets stunned in by the Xerath, but again, there's the sustain. Bullet time comes over the top, but Milo with the ultimate cleanses the CC and gives the healing. Healing is still going on. Sivir with the sustained damage on the ricochet, just annihilating. Oh, but the shutdown going over to the Xerath. Good job getting something back, but I don't think it matters here. Unfortunately, even with the Sivir dead, they do have enough damage to keep fighting here. The sustained ultimate from the Swain, able to last for as long as they want, but they don't care. They're not looking to end. They're looking to delay. They are on Baron right now. Shyvana with the damage there and the Blade of the Rune King able to shred down the Baron with Cassandra tanking. Oh, heck. Even able just to sustain off of the Baron here. No way to contest from IWU here. No vision to see that it's going on. They have an idea, but there's nothing they can do to stop it right now. And with that, Baron going to RU. With that, it's probably the death nail in the coffin for IWU. I do not see them coming back into this game, but we don't know. Maybe RU is able to, or excuse me, RU missteps, or they get a really solid pick. Xerath trying to get a little bit of poke down, trying to delay some of the backs here, but I think he's just delaying the inevitable. He's actually pushing up pretty far there. Sivir, very close to the Xerath there. Just trying to fight over Scuttle there, but if Xerath oversteps, unfortunately might be giving his life for some vision and a Scuttle. Baron on RU, Soul Point coming up soon. They are going to have to fight for something here. Shyvana pushing it out in the bottom lane, creating that split push pressure because no one is able to fight her. You send 1 person, she kills them. You send 2 people, she kills them. You send 3 people, she dies, but she takes 1 with her. Who do you send to stop the Shyvana in the bottom lane? It can't be a tank. Ornhorn going down in the mid lane. They are looking to get a pick there. Cassandra absorbing up. Bullet time coming in from the side there. They did get a pick on the AD carry. Very good job on them. Irelia getting another kill on the Milo. jumping in, still mowing around. Swain is with the sustained damage there, not able to do anything. A double kill coming in from the Shyvana. She's actually jumping down the back line. Another kill, triple kill coming in from the Shyvana, killing the 80 carry there. Sustained damage again coming in from the Swain. Barely any damage taken. Shyvana just jumped into the back line there, and with the death timers there, do not think they'll be up in time. Maokai, you have 13 seconds on Maokai, but with this fetch Shyvana and with the Swain here, I highly doubt he's able to do anything. Baron's still on RU. They're pushing the Nexus turrets right now. First Nexus turret goes down. Cannon is wailing in. Maokai, there's nothing you can do in there. You go in there. Shyvana puts you to shreds here. But it looks like they may be trying to play it safe here with the respawn timers coming in. They are just looking to back up and play it safe. Funny tidbit there. It looked like Irelia thought the game was over, sold her items, and then sold them back. But again, overstay coming in from RU. They do get a shutdown on the Swain in. But now you have an open Nexus. You cannot leave base or contest this Drake that's coming up. Shyvana decides to just run in and backdoor your base. That's it. They do not spot the Shyvana on vision or anything. Maokai did use the Blast Pine to go over. They're checking the dragon right now. But Shyvana's not there. She's looking to backdoor right now. She's actually on the Shyvana right now. Shyvana is actually on the Xerath. Shyvana's looking to backdoor. She's just rolling in. They're just delaying the backs right now. Shyvana, go! Go! She's wailing on the Nexus. There's no one there that can stop her. Xerath is too far low. He just dies there. Ornhorn comes in trying to delay. Bullet time goes over. 2 more hits, and that is the backdoor coming from Shyvana. Unfortunately, Maokai used the Blast Plant. She was sitting in the bush. Was not able to spot her out. She just went past all the vision, and there was nothing more that she was able to do. And with that, RU takes the series, this best of, 2-0. So at this time, as the teams prepare, we are going to be looking into going to our final match here, which is another best of 3. It's going to be IWU Sword versus RU, or Lakers Esports. We'll be back shortly with that best of 3. Don't go anywhere. It's looking to be an exciting matchup. Center in Lisle, Illinois. For more information about games like this and for other Chicagoland area events, go to kaijucorp.org. We're heading into our final best of 3 today against or with RU, which is Lakers Esports versus IWU Sword. Lakers Esports or RU came in from the losers bracket and have been stomping since. They took an early loss, unfortunately, but have gathered steam as the game has, or as the tournament has gone on. Their performance from their jungler on the Shyvana has been absolutely stellar. We are just past pick bans as of right now, so we are looking to get into the game very shortly. They did target ban a couple of things from the Lakers side. There were a couple of one tricks that they looked to target out just to make sure there are no weird shenanigans, but a very interesting draft coming in from both sides. Loading in right now, they did first round pick on the red side. They did first pick a Senna and a Tristana. Double flex actually from that side there. Senna, really good support, or can scale into this massive 80 carry as the game goes on. But Tristana right now, receiving little buffs as we go on, but has been a powerhouse in the meta as of right now. Can be flexed into the mid lane or in the bottom lane if you're looking for a more sustained carry, or like I said, mid lane, able to burst down some of the mages, and with the jump resets, able to get in and out as the fight goes on. They did also looking to play towards more of a team fight. On the blue side, we actually had a Samira come in. Samira is a very volatile pick for an 80 carry, able to come into a team fight and absolutely wipe out with tanks and sustain. We are finally into the game here. Everybody on the blue side here coming into the top side, possibly looking for some level 1 shenanigans. On RU side, we actually just have a standard fan out. Mordekaiser's on the top lane. It has no dashes, no waves. Don't know if that got spotted out yet, but the J4 flag sort of gives it away there. But playing it safe, stepping back, and not getting caught out in the early game there. Anyway, continuing to speak on some of the stranger picks that we're having here. IWU with the Samira, like I said, able to jump into a team fight, able to completely wipe more of this combo 80C. But she's able to reset on our ultimate to keep getting kill after kill after kill, and makes for very explosive team fights. With the Galio ultimate popped in on top, able to create this massive CC field with J4, able to keep everyone locked in. But on the other side, you have Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth is a powerhouse in the meta right now with some of the itemization and being able to just roll away in the jungle. Really quick, clear speeds, and is an infinitely scaling champion. Infinite attack speed. So if she's able to pull ahead early, she's able to completely run away with the game. Surprised she's not actually starting on the Raptors. Most Bel'Veths want to start early on the Raptors. When you start Q, you get multiple dashes, which makes the clear super easy for Bel'Veth, and is able to pull ahead pretty quickly on that end. We did have the Tristana mid that I was talking about. It actually looks to be the Swain in the farming sort of support-esque kind of role. So weird strategy for this, but what's happening here in the bottom lane is that we actually have Swain here farming, getting the gold with Senna, since she's able to scale infinitely with souls, with the auto attack and the souls that drop from the minions there. She's able to scale infinitely, be a problem, and still be a damage dealer come later on. Swain's able to sit there, pick up all the gold, farm safely. It is going to be a hindrance to scaling with levels, but come later on, it's going to be in a much stronger position. It is going to be an explosive team fights, like I said, with Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser up there in the top lane, this AP bruiser that wants to sit there, wants to isolate someone with his ultimate, bring someone into the death realm. But it doesn't matter. J4 jumping in with the flash, just auto-attacking with the red buff, holding the flag and drag for any potential flashes, using the red buff to slow. And Samira, with the first blood there, gets the knock-up with the J4, and a double kill going to the Samira early on. 3 minutes in, that's 2 kills for this really explosive 80 carry there. Galio getting super low. Tristana most likely just jumped on him with the bomb. Massive for the bottom lane there. That's what we're talking about with explosive resets on the dashes. Galio jumping down on this Tristana, but she's looking to just fight it out. J4, flag and drags in. Tristana flashes out, but the red buff with the slow. He's looking to just auto-attack her in, trying to get the blast plant over. Does get the blast plant. He's waiting on the resets there, but does Tristana get out? She's one auto attack away from getting anything. Galio is able to pick up the kill on the back end there, so a little bit of gold given back from Lakers, but another kill coming in from Samira in the bot lane. I did not see what happened there. She is trickling low on health, flashing forward. The Nami bubble does myth. Shutdown already going in. Pull back, pulling onto the Nami there. Really low, no man on the Nami, so to do anything, the flash comes in. He's diving turret. What's going on? There's one more shot. Oh, he does not get it. He doesn't execute the tower, giving gold over to the Nami there. But explosive all around. 3 kills on the Samira. Already has the serrated Dirk in the inventory to keep steamrolling that bottom lane. This is what we're talking about when it comes to this finals. A really explosive final. Really exciting here. Again, talking about that Samira down there. Able to reset on her dashes, able to create this explosive ultimate that is not even in play yet and is already getting fed down in the bottom lane. Most likely going for a collector first item. Collector gives AD, gives lethality there, and if they drop down low, executes them for a little extra gold. So it's going to be really scary once she starts picking up steam there. They did not check the bush. She's there. Jumping onto the Swain, does not have flash, does not have any way of jumping back, so she gets the reset on the dash and just gets back to safety. Another kill going over to the Samira. Belveth still is in the area. The bubble does land onto the Senna there, but she is in her shroud, so she's not able to be targeted like any other champion there. Is able to safely back up with the presence of the Belveth there. 4 kills already. J4 getting jumped on. Galio dashing in. There's a kill in the bottom lane already. We just switched over perspectives. Galio does get the kill on Tristana, but Samira with yet another kill. Most likely just jumped on her, decided to blow all of her damage, and then there's nothing that this Senna or this Swain is able to do, unfortunately. As soon as they walk into lane, it's just immediately jumped on by this Samira. She is taking over this game here. Pickaxe in the inventory for some extra AD. She is super propelled. 5 minutes, coming up on 6 minutes already into this game. 8 kills in 6 minutes. Well over a kill a minute. This is absolutely explosive. Lakers Esports, or RU, are showing some of the weaknesses that they had early on in the tournament here. They did have a lot of steam going in from the losers bracket, but a lot of the same mistakes are coming out. They are just overextending, unfortunately. They're taking fights that they really shouldn't be. Death Realm onto the Poppy there. There's no way that Belveth can help out just yet, but Poppy is holding her own. Death Realm is about to expire very shortly. Poppy Copter coming in, gets the Belveth out of the view, but she's on the wrong side here. She is looking to possibly just give over this kill here. Poppy, you are dead, unfortunately. There's no way you're getting out of this one. Pull back from the Mordekaiser, and Jungler there to last hit the kill. Dash in. There's most of Senna's health. There's nothing that you're able to do. The assist with the bubble there. You walk into lane, you get CC'd at all, and unfortunately Senna is going to be on top of you in a few seconds. Also with her W there, she's able to create this mobile wind wall effectively. No, you're not able to really attack back. Senna does have a weird interaction where she can shoot through that, but doesn't matter. You don't have the damage yet. Galio coming in, gets the snap taunt, but Tristana is able to jump out in time. Timed it properly so that she does not get taunted and knocked up afterwards. Galio ultimate onto the J4, looking to possibly get a jump in, but a little bit of miscoordination coming in from IWU. They wanted Galio to jump in after J4 had already flagged in, but Belveth just walking up and giving away a free kill to the Galio, but Galio does not have any place else to go. J4 is just hiding in the bush, unfortunately. There's no way that they can help out. A little bit of an overstep for the kill there, and he got punished for it heavily. Senna and Swain trying to fight under this turret, trying to get anything. There goes the mobile wind wall. That's not what it's called, but that's what I'm nicknaming it here. To block out the pullback from the Swain. Swain checking the bush. Doesn't get the damage, but at least knows that they're there just so that they don't overstep here. Wave pushing against Poppy, unfortunately. She's able to push in, but that means that she's going to have to overextend if she wants to get any CS. Bot lane trying to do the same thing here, trying to get the lane to push towards them so they can create a favorable position there. They don't have to overstep. Any little forward motion from Lakers Esports, and they're not going to be able to fight that at all. Unfortunately, Senna's not at the point where she's dealing much damage. Swain needs items in order to properly sustain in the fights. Mordekaiser bringing Poppy back into the death room. Flash out from the Poppy, but it looks like she's just going to be dead again, unfortunately. Poppy's ultimate is up, possibly looking to pull it back. Another knockup from the J4, but let's get the isolated damage from Mordekaiser for the trade back. J4 is able to clean up the kill afterwards, but a 1-for-1 in the top lane. Mordekaiser, when he brings the mace down on his Q, if he hits a single target, gets extra damage on that target. And it was just enough to take out Poppy. Poppy does not have the magic resist yet to deal with the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser already full item at 9 minutes here. Has the Rylai's, so that way is able to slow them down and keep on his target there. Galio feeling a little cocky there, deciding to just take the damage from Tristana there. 3-1, he has the liberty to do that. Looks like he might be going for the Proto Belt, trying to create the dashes in, maybe a Night Harvester, but it is going to be AP on this Galio. Not a full tank here. Just trying to follow up on the engage coming in from the J4. Belveth in her jungle just farming away, trying to catch up here, trying to be a playmaker for their team. 3-1 in the mid lane, 5-1. It's been a little quiet in the bottom lane for a little bit, but like I said, there's that collector on that Samira. She has her first item when Swain is barely at half of an item or whatever. There it is, the sticking power of the Rylai's on the Mordekaiser. He's able to keep that isolated damage down, and there's nowhere for Poppy to go. She unfortunately just overstepped, auto attacks away, and there's another kill onto this Mordekaiser, onto this AP juggernaut in the top lane. A little bit of a trade back and forth in the mid lane, just trying to get the taunt, but does miss. Tristana does have a passive that allows her to gain additional range as the game goes on. So it's going to be harder and harder to deal with her once she starts getting the damage down. But at 0-2, not too much of a threat just yet. A little scrappiness in the bot lane, maybe trying to look for a dive, but everyone was there ready. Galio jumping in to try to save J4, but J4 is just fine. Ultimate wasted, gets a little bit of damage down. Good counter gank from the Belveth, keeping down there, just keeping her bot lane safe. That could have been disastrous if Samira was able to get in there and clean up what could have been 2, 3, even 4 kills. Little quiet here in this game here. We should be having the Drake spawning in less than a minute. First Drake already went over to RU on the blue side. It's going to be a little quiet, but unfortunately red team is not going to be able to contest this dragon at all. J4 coming down after this little trade here, but he is on vision, so they know that he is down there. Not going to be able to go any further there. Tristana TPing back into the mid lane, just keeping things status quo while J4 starts up the dragon there. More trading on the bot side there. Swain is starting to hurt a little bit there. Again, Senna with the soul stacking gets more damage, gets more range. So as the time goes on, she's just going to get stronger and stronger and harder to deal with. Second Drake, Hex Drake does go over to Lakers there. Snap taunt going on to the Tristana there. Jumps over the wall, Buster shots him back. Cataclysm for some damage. The Senna ultimate coming in for a little bit of damage and a little bit of shielding there. Nothing more comes of it, unfortunately. Ultimate straight on both sides, but there is nothing really to fight on the map, just fighting for kills back and forth. Again, that Hex Drake did go over to the blue side. So, Cloud Soul on the table for the map. Some additional cooldown reduction, speed. Taunt on there. Tristana is able to bicycle out. Belfeth with the knock up there. Flag and drag to get out of there. Again, scrapping, trading back. Rift Herald was dropped in mid, does get the charge, isn't able to stop that, so that's some additional gold going over to Lakers Esports. Able to get a little extra there onto the jungler and the mid laner. So, trying to pull it back here slowly. Their gold is on the right people here, but unfortunately, just from the gold lead alone, IWU is looking to pull back slowly. And with the team that they currently have, Samira is explosive, and they have quite a bit of dive in when it comes to the blue team there. But in terms of scaling, they will be beaten by the red team here with Tristana scaling, with Swain scaling. They all scale, and you have two infinitely scaling champions. So the later the game goes on, the less likely you are going to be able to deal with these champions. Looks like J4 is trying to sneak into the bot lane, but he is spotted by the ward there. They are able to sweep it out, but lane gank isn't going to go anywhere there. Just keeping up the pressure, trying to keep the pain point of this Samira relevant. But IWU has done a very good job in absorbing that pressure. They've done a really good job in keeping safe, understanding that, hey, this Samira can't get any further. Otherwise, this game is going to be unwinnable. So they're sitting back, they're scaling. Root and pull from the Swain gets a little bit of damage down, helps them out with the scaling. And actually, that jogs my memory there. Swain is also another infinitely scaling. So they actually have 3 infinitely scaling champions. Belveth, infinitely scaling attack speed. Swain, theoretically, infinitely scaling HP. And Senna, infinitely scaling range and attack damage. So they have all their bases covered as the game gets later and later, if they're able to turtle out and not have this run away from them. A little bit of a gathering on the top side, Belveth looking to be a little bit of a nuisance on there, trying to steal this Gromp away. Flag and Drag pops in. Poppy slams her against the wall, but Mordekaiser is in, getting the damage down. Galio jumping in to try to save the Poppy. Flash in onto the Belveth. Belveth has to flash away out of the taunt. Now it's just Mordekaiser in the death realm with the Poppy. Tristana coming in to deal some damage onto the J4, but there's nothing that the Poppy can do. She's all by herself. She's going to get killed. Another kill goes over to Mordekaiser, and they have to back away. That Mordekaiser death realm, someone needs to do something about that. She's just going to ult someone away. It's an isolated 1v1, and now you take what could have been an advantageous position, and he just destroys it completely. Belveth playing with fire a little bit in that fight there. J4 playing to the fog of war a little bit, trying to sneak in onto this Tristana. He does not look to go for it. Fortunately, Galio's a little too far away, but we saw what they were trying to do. Samira getting really low, does pop the ultimate, but looks to be a little too far away to actually finish out any kills there. But the healing is about to come through from Senna. She is low on mana, so it looks like they may just want to push this wave and back. Mid lane turret is gone. Tristana's pushing power with the bomb on her E. Even though she's 0-2, she does have a bounty due to the CS lead and the towers there. 4-1 for the Mordekaiser. There's not much that this Poppy is going to be able to do until she gets some magic resist there. She does have a Sheen in the inventory, so it looks to be maybe an Iceborne Gauntlet to try to be sticky. But unfortunately, until she gets some items and some magic resist, someone's going to have to answer this Mordekaiser in the top lane. Switching up and prepping for this dragon that's going to spawn in less than 30 seconds here. Trying to get a little bit of vision coming in from RU. Clearing it out. Another pink ward goes into that river bush. Flag and drag over the wall to create some pressure. But Belveth does knock him up. Does start pushing away. But again, just posturing. But Mordekaiser's already down here. With the slow on the Rylai's, no one's able to really get away. Rift Herald is dropped in the river to try to create a little bit of pressure. If they don't answer that Rift Herald, it will charge into the mid lane, getting a bunch of damage. And it looks like they're going to jump onto this dragon in the meantime. Unfortunately, with blue team not posturing properly or getting proper setup, they were not able to challenge the fight there. So, first Drake for the red team there. Slam against the wall for the Poppy. Samira does jump in and gets another kill onto the Swain. TP in from Tristana, but it doesn't matter. He's already dead. Turret has been destroyed on the bottom lane. It looks like it's getting strappy. And Galio jumps in and finishes the kill off onto the Senna, but they are low health bars. Belvath does get a shutdown on there, but they are continuing going. Another shutdown from the Tristana onto the Senna. They're trying to slam Belvath against the wall so that Senna can, excuse me, not Senna, so that Samira can jump over, flag and drag under the turret. The Nami wave knocking up and setting it up, and that is a nice execution coming in from Lakers Esports. Mordekaiser trying to get a little bit what he can in the mid lane, but cannot push quick enough. Really good, explosive team fighting coming in from Lakers. Lakers Esports got to really think about how they're going to come back in this game. The scaling is going to come back online. Senna's just wailing away on theirs. The pullback earlier did catch him out. That's half his health for the Scuttle. That's just a taste of what's to come later on. Rylai is completed onto the Swain, so any little bit of damage is going to keep him slowed. Senna's first item coming in, same thing. Looking to have a slow on the first auto attack there. It's going to be really hard to get away from this team. And again, that scaling just comes in. 2 items already on their Tristana. So with the Navori Quick Blades, able to reset the auto attack, the speed up on the auto attack, the jumps, able to get those back much quicker. That range from Senna is disgusting. Looks like IW starting to sort of flex their muscles in this game here. Starting to understand, hey, our scaling's coming up online. J4 with the sweeper trying to flag and drag over the wall. Gets a little bit of damage, but barely does anything to him. He's able to just keep fighting 2v1. He says, come at me. That's half the health on the J4. Pulls the Poppy back in, but again, with the Rylais, not going anywhere. Poppycopter pushes him back. Samira getting a kill on the Senna, who was caught out there, but unfortunately, you're not killing this Mordekaiser anytime soon. There's multiple people here just for this Mordekaiser. J4 has to get out just to survive, but again, Samira, while fed, cannot really deal with it. The ultimate coming in from the Samira, the Nami wave keeping him peeled, pulling him back, hitting him with the mace. Oh, and that's the shutdown given to the Samira there. Belvath trying to come in and killing up the kills. Gets 1 kill. Jumping in, the Swain ultimate is on and keeping them slowed. Belvath hitting yet another kill. Double kill for the Belvath. The reset on the Samira. Oh my gosh, the Samira with the cleanup. Double kill for the Samira. That is a massive letdown that she was able to clean that up there. Didn't get the finishing kill on there. Just barely had to squeak it out there. Almost got away with it there. But a trade back from the Galio to the Tristana there. Very nice on the pressure there coming in from IWU. But again, there's that explosive Senna coming in. Now with the QSS on the Senna, or excuse me, the Mercurial Scimitar, able to cleanse that CC that comes in from either a Swain pull or the Death Realm from Mordekaiser. If he gets pulled into there, just able to QSS out of there. Third item also online, the Infinity Edge, able to apply even harder crits to that ultimate or to those auto attacks. It's going to be really hard to deal with it unless you're able to stop her from her ultimate. Lakers Esports trying to push in and get some vision down. Dragons should be spawning in about a minute here. Currently, IWU is the one with the deep vision in the blue side jungle, so can look for a teleport play, can look for some sort of flank to try to pull in. But again, your target here is the Samira. You want to get her out. Nami wave comes in. Unfortunately, Nami's got isolated there. Samira's trying to do what she can, but can't jump onto that Mordekaiser by herself there, especially with the Belvath damage there. Good pick onto there, jumps in. Gets damage. There's the ultimate coming in from the Samira. The reset on the dash there. Gets another kill. Third kill comes in. Galio coming in to jump in to keep the Samira alive. But there it is. That's what I'm talking about with the Mordekaiser. Just really beefy, really hard to deal with. He's just sustaining through all of this. He is 1v4 and he's down to half health there. Can he survive? No, unfortunately, even 1v4. That is legendary. 14-1 coming in for the Samira there. She is absolutely massive. Cannot do anything unless you are able to isolate this Samira. Unless you can isolate this Samira and get her out of the fight early, she will reset and she will wipe and clean any team fight that comes her way. Lakers Esports using that momentum, going on to the Baron here. This could spell the end for IW. Again, their composition looks to scale, but you got to do something about this Samira. It's going to be hard to do so. Mordekaiser is an answer, but she's able to just QSS out and then continue with her reign of terror. 21-12 on the scoreboard here. IW does get the dragon in the meantime as a consolation for that Baron. That's double cloud, but that's barely anything. Baron minions gonna start pushing in from Lakers Esports, using that momentum off of their wins previously, coming in looking very good to form in that bottom lane. Mordekaiser jumping on this Poppy again. There's nothing that Poppy can do. She's trying to ult him back, but they're in the death realm. He's not gonna go that far back. She is just still popping on him. No pun intended. She cannot get away in there. We actually have to switch over to the mid lane with multiple people in the mid lane there. Mid lane turret does go down. They are still scrapping in the top lane. Poppy's health bar is ticking down. Unfortunately, she does not have the damage, and that is yet another kill going over to the Mordekaiser from the Poppy there. Nami wave to dissuade any sort of engage there. Belveth was trying to posture there, but good disengage coming from the Nami there. If Mordekaiser can stick on someone, he will kill them eventually. Talking about win conditions here. I keep talking about the infinite scaling. I keep talking about how they can possibly get back into this game, but it's looking grim. We're 25 minutes in, and we still don't have a mythic on Swain. Belveth jumping onto the J4 flag and drag back over to try to keep himself alive. But TP coming in from the Galio. Coming in, they're all jumping on the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser, unfortunately, you can't do that with that many people there. Samira, another kill, 15-1. Absolutely massive. And what looked to be just an isolated pick on the J4 actually got turned around by the entire team showing up. Gotta hate when that happens, when the entire team shows up. Looks like they're just pushing in onto the mid lane here. J4 over the wall, possibly looking for a cheeky engage. Jumps in, flag and drags for the flash. Galio ultimate comes in, and that is Samira just absolutely decimating. A triple kill. That is a quadra for the Samira. Not a penta. Who stole the penta? Who did that? That's Samira. That was nuts. 30 seconds on the death timers here. Mordekaiser, I doubt you're going to be able to do anything here. If you ult someone away, they're just going to take the base there. Mordekaiser trying, he ults onto the J4 so that he can get a kill on the J4, but they say screw it, they're just going to go for the Nexus. That's one Nexus turret down. Samira's back down onto the J4. Excuse me, down on the J4 on the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser just gets shredded by the ultimate there. Looks like with the death timers, they are just going to back up. But again, very well played coming in from Lakers. 20-1 from the Samira. That is nuts. That is absolutely crazy how far ahead she is right now. Oh boy. That is an uphill battle. I don't know of any way anything other short of a miracle for IW to come back in this game, unfortunately. 27 minutes in, Swain still no mythic. Does not have that Leandrius for the damage. Doesn't even have a Jack Show for the tankiness. Does not look to go anywhere, unfortunately. Mordekaiser, as good of a performance that you're putting on here, it's not going to mean much with this fed of a Samira. Waiting in the wings there, trying to get some semblance of a pick here from the Mordekaiser. But he is pushing up. He is isolated. If someone jumps on him, there's not much you're going to be able to do. Super minions pouring into the mid lane there. They are going to have to answer that. Looks like they're going to start pushing bot lane so that they have the pressure. J4 going to split on top, start getting that pushing. But again, your number one priority here is that Samira. Guardian Angel on the Samira. So even if you blow everything to try to kill her, she still comes back. There's the Galio ultimate just to keep the Samira alive. She is low health, but again, the Guardian Angel, she's barely ticked on with a little bit of health, but the Guardian Angel coming in, double kill coming in for the Samira. Galio taking in the roots. She's already back to full health. And like nothing even happened. Looks like they're going to use those picks there to actually TP into the mid lane and possibly end this game. With your Swain down, with your Mordekaiser, you're currently your strongest player in Mordekaiser down. There's not much of a response that you can be able to do. There's the Leandries on the Swain, finally, but it's a little too late. J4 Cataclysm comes up the bubble. Oh, they're just stuck in there. There's nothing you can do. 23 kills onto the Samira. They're going for the BM. Is she going to dive the fountain? Is she going to dive the fountain? They're not. They're just going to go for the end. That there is a dominant performance from their bottom lane. Absolutely massive 23-1 Samira. That is a bonkers game coming out from their bottom lane here.
Transition?
Oh, geez. I did not expect that to go as crazy as it did there. Mordekaiser was putting in a lot of pressure from that top lane and was doing a very good job trying to keeping that Poppy under wraps, but unfortunately, it just got to a point where you could not deal with that Samira. I also have to give it to the Nami there, keeping her alive, keeping her peeled for, making sure she's able to stay alive. A good team effort coming in from Lakers Esports. They're keeping that momentum from the losers bracket, and they're keeping that cohesive team fight going. But we're going to throw this to a small break while the teams get set up for game 2. But don't go anywhere. With this explosive game, we're looking for an explosive game 2, and hopefully another game or another comeback in this finals here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Transition. transition. And you're live. Cannot hear you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Battle for the Midwest here, hosted by Kaiju Corp at the Scrims Esports Gaming Center in Lisle, Illinois. One of the most explosive games just happened. Samira absolutely dumpstering the other team from Lakers. Ever since dropping down into the losers bracket for in round one, Lakers have just picked up steam and have been rolling over teams, slowly fixing their mistakes and just becoming a better and better team as things roll on. We are already past pick bans for this next game. Unfortunately, IWU looks to have left up that vein. Earlier in the tournament, they were able to run away with a game similar to that Samira game with that vein there. This AD carry has been playing out of their minds. But we are heading into game here. They did leave up the vein, but they are looking to play a Tom Kench, actually, to sort of keep their carries safe and understand that, hey, if it runs away again, we're not going to really be able to get back into here.
Transition in game.
Here we are getting out onto the rift here. Like I said, they did pick a Tom Kench to sort of keep their carry safe. We have another farming tank support. Again, so sort of this fasting Senna ideology. She's going to get AD, she's going to get range no matter what, so may as well get the gold on someone that's going to be able to use it just as good. Tom Kench being able to keep his carries safe or jump in and be this annoying, tanky sort of bruiser that makes it very difficult to deal with. But on the other side, you have this tank shredder in Vayne. Garzon playing out of his absolute mind this tournament so far. Putting on an earlier performance already with this Vayne, looking to put on a repeat of the last game to just take over. But Vayne, with the silver bolts on one of her passive abilities, able to shred these tanks and get through them as the game goes on. Sort of a standard start here. Everyone's just fanning out, going for the leash. They are spotted in the center bush thanks to an earlier placed ward. What looks to have been placed by the center there. So they're not going to get caught out by this bush play here. They understand, hey, they're going to have some priority in the lane. Let's not worry about it. They got the vision early, so they're going to play it nice and safe. Leash given a Belveth on the bot side there. They're still hiding out in the bushes. Lakers don't know that they've already been spotted out. Cassante and Orn in the top lane, unfortunately, might be a bit of a snooze fest. Got a tank up there, and a tank/fighter in Cassant. But Orn understands his role. He's going to be able to just sit back, farm up, and TP in when the action is needed. Vayne getting really aggressive early on, understanding that there's not that much damage in this lane right now. Tom Kench is the one farming up, but they're getting a really aggressive push with this Renetta. Renetta, one of the newer champions released this year, able to shield, poke up, but some of the crazier things that got introduced with this champion, able to place a buff on her AD carry that if the AD carry dies and they get a kill, they are brought back, no questions asked. So on someone like a Vayne who's able to trade kills and fight back and forth, might be massive to keep her alive. But the other thing is this gas cloud that's able to come out and taunt the enemy team into attacking their own team. So if someone gets fed on the other team and they get caught in that gas cloud, unfortunately, they're now subservient to Renata. A little bit of poke back and forth spewing on in the mid lane. Lissandra, one of the tankier mages that you can get in the mid lane, really good engage with the claw, able to put herself in the middle of everything. Graves right now looking for possibly a gank here. Flash having to come out from the Vayne, but they don't know that he's here yet. Now that he's revealed himself, they're just going to keep pushing back, but that is the flash blown on the Vayne. Flash and Ghost having to be burned. So Vayne getting aggressive and getting punished slowly for it. Unfortunately, with both summoners blown, that is going to be a target painted on the Vayne's back. Vayne wanting to continue to play aggressive, wanting to dominate this lane, but IWU is understanding what they want to do, and they're playing better around it. They're understanding what they need to do for this game and putting a little bit of pressure on this Vayne here. Sandra, unfortunately, getting poked out by this Syndra. Syndra able to just take minions, able to take her Q spheres and just toss them at the enemy relentlessly. Also, with the CC that's on Syndra, with the Scatter the Weak, if Lissandra tries to engage on her, if timed properly, can just push her back there. Claw goes out just for the wave clear. No threat onto the Syndra as of right now. She is running low on mana, so it's going to want to push out this wave and then recall to possibly pick up a lost chapter for that mana sustain. Belveth looking for a little something on the top lane in case there's some sort of gank or any sort of pressure being put on the Cassandra. Cassandra is going to win out early in the lane with the percent health damage and the Grasp of the Undying, able to trade back and forth. But there's not going to be too much that anyone's able to do for this. Just a trade back and forth onto the tanks. Not really going to pan out to much of anything here. Graves is going to want to farm up in the jungle there. Really good duelist in the early game, but Belveth is just able to get so far ahead with how quickly she's able to farm out. Claw goes out in the mid lane again. Not worried about it. Syndra has the scatter in the back pocket in case she actually does jump in. Bit of a gank happening in the bottom lane. Looks like they're trying to push up onto the bot lane. No summoners have been really blown just yet. Exhaust was actually thrown by the Tahm Kench, but Tahm Kench is jumping back in 1v3. He is getting the slow, the tongue lick onto the Renata. The pull does miss. Knock up on both the carries there. First blood for the Belveth there. Vayne is trying to look to pull something back with that revive that she'd get on the Renata. She's still alive. She got the revive. There she is. She's still alive, but Belveth is going to trade this one back here. Is she able to cut it out? No, she's able to get the tentacle whip out there, and that's Vayne dead. That is a double kill for the Belveth in the bot lane. Very good pressure being put in from IWU there. Really trying to answer and punish this Vayne pick and the aggression coming in from Lakers. Looks like IWU does understand that, hey, maybe we need to put this AD carry on lock. Maybe we need to understand, hey, if they're going to play aggro, let's punish this here. Vayne, already a champion that normally has a rough early game, now being put farther behind, is not going to be able to do too much unless they either IWU overstep or some really sick outplays come in. But going back to Renata Glask, there was the revive that we were talking about. Puts the buff on her AD carry and gives her some attack speed, some movement speed, and if she dies in the fight there, you're able to hash it out as sort of a last hurrah there. And if you get a killer assist, you are just brought back. No questions asked. You may not have your full health, but you have the chance to continue fighting there. On someone like a Vayne who wants to box out, who wants to fight, get really scrappy, that's really good on her there. Binding missed on the Vayne there, able to tumble out. But in the meantime, with that pressure in the bottom lane being exerted, they're able to get the first Drake of the game. Chem Drake giving a little bit of extra healing, a little bit of extra shielding. But first Drake going over to Lakers. Binding does land onto the Vayne, but that's not going to mean much of anything at this point. Graves is in their jungle countering. Percent health damage getting put onto the Tahm Kench there. Shroud from the Senna, keeping him untargetable. But there's that percent health. It does not matter how tanky he gets. She will shred through him. Two to one in this game so far. 8 minutes in, it's a much, much slower game. Much more thought out and methodical game so far. Lakers still trying to play really aggressive on the bot side, but IWU being really good at playing it slow, understanding, okay, we may have lost that first game, but we got 2 kills on our Belveth. Belveth scales amazingly well with items, and as time goes on, again, talking back from the previous game, infinitely scaling attack speed. As she kills jungle creeps, as she kills minions, as she kills champions, she gets more and more attack speed, and eventually will be able to shred through anything that Lakers Esports has on their side. They do have an Ornn, this massive tank as the game goes on, but again, not going to matter if Bel'Veth is able to get farther ahead. Recalls coming in from the jungler there. Got a serrated Dirk on the grave, so possibly looking to get a little lethality in the early game, trying to keep that pressure going. But Bel'Veth, again, so far ahead right now, at least in jungle terms. 2 kills up, 20 CS ahead, and now going for that Rift Herald to just continually propel this lead. IWU playing this out much more methodically, playing it very, very well so far in the macro side. Lysandra looked like she was getting jumped on in the mid lane, but is able to just claw away and to safety to the tower there. So, roam from... She is getting collapsed upon. She did use her ultimate there to try to outplay it, but played it really well, condemned him back. Tahm Kench jumping back in. Renata is slowed. Here comes the gas cloud. Pushes Tahm Kench back, and that's the end of that. Vayne really well played to get out of that situation. That could have been really detrimental to that bot lane. Vayne is starting to feel the pressure here. Tahm Kench with the Balmy Cinder there, becoming a much better dueler. He may be a tank, but he does a lot of damage. Surprising amount of damage if you're not expecting it there. Plus, with the gray health on Tahm Kench, as he takes damage, he stores a bit of that damage as extra health that he can either turn into a shield or can leave it there to sustain back up. So as this tank gets even tankier, more HP, more resistances, there's a sustain there. Looks like it may have been a TP coming in from Lysandra, jumps in and roots the entire team, tries to claw out, but Bel'Veth is there for the counter. Syndra coming in on the backside is able to scatter them back. Lysandra is trying to fight for her life, does not get a kill back, but so unfortunately she does give a kill over, but there is a trade back from the Tahm Kench. So far looking like a 2 kills coming in for IWU. Looks like Bel'Veth is still trying to chase in. Nothing that she can do. She tried condemning her back, but that's just too many people. A flash coming in from the center there. Really, really good play coming in from the bot side on IWU. They are looking like a completely different team this time. Very concise, understanding of their win conditions, and are pushing the advantage that they're creating in this bottom lane. Vayne, unfortunately, from that aggressive posturing, was punished, and now is just getting punished even further in this game. Good awareness from IWU to come down here and continue to push this advantage in the bottom lane. Tahm Kench now with a kill. Probably going to go back and finish out that Sunfire Cloak, and it's just going to become even more annoying for the team. There's the completion on the Sunfire. Now we'll be able to push that even further. Bel'Veth scaling up with more attack speed, doing really well to keep her team in this here. And it looks like that IW is just starting to run away with their advantage right now. There are still plenty of things that Lakers can do to bring this back, but really well thought out and really methodical coming from IWU. Handshake from Renata, just pushing Syndra back there. Going for the Drake here. No contest coming in from Lakers. They understand that they are too far behind. They cannot go in and face check this. No vision from them, which means that they're just going to give it away and not risk it. Ocean Drake going to IWU. Inferno going to light up the rift here. Tahm Kench coming back down again. This aggression from this Vayne, way too overstepped there. Gas Cloud trying to keep Vayne alive there. Bel'Veth now fighting for Renata, but it doesn't matter. A little too low. There's the revive on it. Cannot get an assist back. That's another kill given over to the Tahm Kench. This tanky catfish is just running away with it. A completely different performance here. It's rare that you see an AD carry on something like a tank here. Syndra trying to fight her way out, but the red buff is going to keep her slow. Lakers is trying to pull something back here. Does not have the damage yet. Tahm Kench coming in, trying to knock up the Lysandra. Does knock it up. They do get the shutdown onto the Graves, but the slow coming in from the Tahm Kench. He's just licking away. There's not much that you can do. Bel'Veth coming in for the knockup. There's the knockup. There's the kill onto the Bel'Veth. She is hitting away. Here's our ultimate reset. Gets a double kill on the AoE damage. Ornhorn comes in, goes for the knockup, but Senna's here also for the damage. A triple kill coming in for the Bel'Veth. Cassant does not hit the slow. They don't hit the roots, but they're going to continue chasing him, and that's a triple kill onto the Belveth. Completely different performance. They are so concise and so well. They're playing so much better than what they've shown in this tournament so far. Really cleaning up the weaknesses here, really understanding where to punish, and Lakers, there's aggression there. There's some fire in their eyes, but this is some of the problems that they had earlier in the tournament, where just some oversteps there, some smaller problems here that are just compounding into additional mistakes, and eventually the game's just going to run away with them. IWU getting the bot lane turret, getting some additional cash in their pocket, trying to recall now to spend all of that there. 2-0 onto the Tahm Kench, 6-0 on the Belveth, and heck, even Cassante just farming away in the top lane still has a bounty there. Again, overstepping. They don't have vision on the AD carry or on the Tahm Kench. They don't have vision on anyone here, and unfortunately, Vayne is just going to give her life up again for nothing. Why are you walking up when you don't have vision on anyone? It is really unfortunate. Just giving away yet another kill over to IWU. I understand the AD carry mentality of wanting to greed for that farm, grinding to make sure you're able to get back in, but unfortunately, when you're this far behind, you got to give some respect to missing champions. And unfortunately, yet again, IWU doing really good job at punishing that overaggression, that overstep, that Lakers just can't seem to shake off here. Top lane turret taken from IWU, giving some additional gold to the team there. 11-2 at the 15-minute mark here, coming up on the 16-minute. We've really blown up compared to what this early game was pre-10 minutes. It's completely gotten out of control. There's still good scaling coming in from Lakers. At the end of the day, it's still a Vayne. It's still an Ornn. If they're able to get to the later stage of the game somehow, some way, eventually they'll be on par with anyone else here. Vayne should be able to shred through any semblance of tankiness that Tahm Kench might be able to get. Ornn in the bottom lane, all out, is popped from the Cassant. He is now back to being a tank here, but being chased down by the Graves. The knockback isn't something that you want to do there. Dodged out by the Graves. Slide forward. May not have the damage there. Iceborne Gauntlet is keeping him nice and slowed. But it looks like Cassant would want to trade that back anyways. Vayne did pop the ultimate there, trying to chase down, but they are able to peel back. Trying to get a pick there, but Tahm Kench is a slippery catfish there. Lakers Esports trying to get some sort of pick, but looks like IWU is going to start lane siege to that mid lane turret. Rift Herald summon in the bottom lane. Not much damage in the bottom lane. Just a Graves and an Ornn. Graves is fairly far behind with that Duskblade. Do they get this tower here? Are they going to push up for it? They can if they want to. Belveth is really strong here. They're clearing out the minions. Oh, just 2 more auto attacks and they'd be able to take that tower there. But it looks like they're not going to risk it here. They're going to wait for the rest of the team to come down before they push even further. Ornn did jump in, but Belveth doesn't care. She's over here. She's wailing away, and boom, that's another kill for the Belveth here. Tahm Kench does jump in. The gas cloud going over. Does not matter. Does not get a kill for it. Scatter does go onto Renata. Full combo. That's the full burst coming in from the Syndra. Renata just gets deleted with the Scatter the Weak Unleash power. Haven't had too much time to talk about some of the other champions in this game, like Syndra, really strong meta pick right now. Used to be a champion that used to just try to assassinate a person, but didn't do too much else. But with some minor tweaks here and there and some buffs throughout the seasons, is able to become a much better late game champion. Looks like Lakers is trying to chase down. That's most of Vayne's health already gone. She is trying to chase. Her passive does allow her to chase really well, gets additional movement speed towards other champions, but Lissandra takes the root and just completely gets deleted. It's another kill onto the Belveth. 7-0 for this Belveth. A very scary Void Queen. Cassante is just jumping onto the Vayne. All out is popped, so now he's a fighter. He's no longer... Excuse me, that was not the Vayne, that was actually the Graves, but doesn't matter. He's dead, none the same. That's legendary coming in from this Belveth. There are just taking aim at this base here. There's not much that they're able to do here. They are looking to just take the inhib and then push back out, but over aggression, that's been the name of the game, unfortunately, with Lakers. It's either feast or famine. Either they take that over aggression and they're able to push for an advantage, or it looks like they just keep trying to push and push, but unfortunately, it's just not working. 8-0 on the Belveth, massively far ahead. Now with the already with the stride breaker, that's gonna slow anybody that comes in contact with her and just gonna keep her nice and stuck on. Another dragon going over to IWU with the Infernal or with the Fire Drake, able to sit there and get even more power onto these carries here, or at this point just Belveth. It's weird to say Tom Kench is a carry, but talking about the Senna a little bit, Senna has been scaling up, is 3-1 currently. Additional range and additional attack damage as the game goes on. Lakers Esports trying to get some semblance of vision control in their top side. Baron is going to be spawning now. It is the 20-minute mark, so that is now a new risk that Lakers has to deal with. They have to risk just an all-out onto that Baron with Belveth as far ahead as she is, with the Tom Kench and the Cassants just tanking it up. They can easily shred down this Baron in a few seconds here. Looks like they understand that, and they're looking to posture there. Luckily, Lakers was able to get some vision in there, but with the bottom lane super minions pouring into Lakers base, someone has to stay there, or else they're just going to take the base. They currently have Ornn sitting in the bot lane trying to wave clear with the TP, but there's not much of an answer that you can give. The moment that you TP, if you lose that fight, you're losing the game. And there's the Baron being started up by IWU. There's no way that Lakers is going to contest, but are they going to try to coin flip it? Graves is going to be on vision here. They do sweep it out, but it's already at 3K. They're not there in time to get this, and that is the Baron absolutely shredded. Lissandra overstepping, unfortunately, so that's another kill given over to the Tom Kench. Belveth is in her queen form. She is chasing down an overstep. Again, mispositioning coming in from Lakers. It's unfortunate to say, but again, overstepping, over-aggression, and they're being punished really well this time. Looks like this time IWU came in with a game plan and they understood, hey, quell the aggression, let's outplay them, and it looks to be working. Scatter landing onto the Graves. Bunch of damage coming in. The ultimate, he did dash the wrong way. Shield comes in too late, so if he would have died, it wouldn't have mattered anywhere. Handshake onto the Tom Kench does negative damage at this point. Ornn coming in with the pillar, gets knocked up, getting knocked up again by the Tom Kench. Ornn coming in, hits absolutely no one. Lissandra hitting and ulting herself. Looks like Vayne's trying to get something, but the unleashed power, unfortunately, the Vayne gets outplayed there. The revive does not matter at this point. Belveth 9-0 legendary. It looks like they're just going to take the baits this time. Another kill goes onto the Senna from the Ornn. There's not much you can do here. Double kill coming in from the Belveth. 10-0 right now. Oh, Scatter of the Week just completed. Deletes Renata, and it looks like we're actually heading into a game 3. IWU coming in with a massive comeback, much more controlled play. Did a really good job at keeping the Vayne down this time. They left the Vayne up, even with a stellar performance that they had last time. They left it up and they decided, hey, we're gonna give you what you want, but we have a better way to address it this time.
Transition.
The Tom Kench pick was phenomenal coming in from IWU. They played much more controlled and they understood their game plan from the beginning.
Ready to
With
celebrate
this,
Spirit.
we actually now have a game 3 on our hands. So don't go anywhere. We actually have this game 3 coming up in a couple minutes here. Going to be massive. Both teams looking like they're really postured to give it all out in this here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments.
Transition.
Welcome back to Battle for the Midwest. The final game on the day, Game 3 from IWU against Lakers Esports. An absolute comeback from IWU in that last game, much more concise. Over-aggression coming in from Lakers, unfortunately, but this Game 3, this final game, this final showdown's looking to be an absolute banger of a game here. Once again, I'm Mr. Syke. We're being hosted by Kaiju Corp here at the Scrims Esports Gaming Center here in Lisle, Illinois. Before we got into the game, I wanted to thank again Scrims Esports Gaming Center for letting us host this event here. Go to scrimcenter.com for more information on booking your party or your esports down here in Lisle, Illinois. It's a great place to hold an event here. And another shout out to Kaiju Corp for hosting this here. Go to kaijucorp.org for more information on some of these game events in the greater Chicagoland area. Pick ban has already been completed for this final game here, and some very interesting picks coming in from both sides. We have a champion that's not really quite in the meta here. We have a Nefari, one of the newer assassin champions that have been introduced, who, in my opinion, might be a little overtuned, but can make for some really interesting dive plays. She's able to target someone, isolate them, and do some really nasty damage coming in there. But on the other side, while we have another Belveth coming in from IWU, we also have a Garen in the top lane. Garen, a champion that you're not seeing that often, but for anyone who does watch competitive League of Legends, has been making a bit of a statement in the world stage early on in the stage here, just from a certain player that constantly played it there. But Garen is one of the few champions that comes with a built-in silence. So what a silence does, it'll make it so you can't cast any spells there. He sticks onto you, and then he just does a bunch of damage and has an executing ultimate here. This really can make for one heck of a crazy game here. The Nefari, again, just talking about that champion here, is able to dive in, but if you're able to get a little bit of peel in there and able to get her off of your carry or anything of that sort, it's pretty much a useless assassin at that point. But loading into the game here, they do also have on the IWU side, they have an Ezreal Sona lane. So Ezreal Sona, a very safe scaling lane. Ezreal able to play from the backside, able to shoot out with those mystic shots, and then Sona keeping him nice and sustained with some movement speed and some healing.
Transition in game.
Here we are loading onto the Rift for our final game here at the Scrims Esports Center. Talking about that Nefari in the top lane. Again, that silence with the Garen there. Once Nefari jumps in, tries to get a little bit of damage either onto the Garen or any other carry there, that silence is going to shut her down completely, not able to get the follow-up damage that you normally would get on an assassin like that. And if that's the case, she's just going to get completely bursted down. But again, we have the Belveth coming in from IWU. If they're able to put on another performance similar to last time, Handy Taco, wonderful name, on the Belveth again. If they're able to pull back another wonderful, really great carry performance in this game, they're going to come away with this final game here. I am still able to see the game from a different feed, but it looks like my casting monitor just went. There we go. We have it back on the casting monitor. There we go. So talking about some of the more picks, a champion that we haven't seen this series or most of anywhere else in this tournament here, the Rakan, a really good staple of the meta right now. Great engage coming in from the Rakan and high mobility, able to jump in and jump out on a whim. So I'm really looking to see what that engage potential is going to be. But the interesting flex pick that happened with the Nefari in the top lane, you actually have Cassant going in mid. With Cassant, with his ability to sustain and wave clear with his Q, he's going to get poked out by the Talia early on, but as he gains additional resist, he's going to be able to stay there and sustain. Well, not sustain, excuse me, able to withstand the lane. Rakan jumping in, just getting a little bit of trade damage onto the Sona there. The trap placed under her feet again, just to make sure. Mystic shot in. That's the first blood right away, not even 3 minutes in. Again, this overstep unfortunately looked good at the beginning, but just kept on. The extra aggression coming in from Lakers gets punished yet again. Ezreal able to jump in with the Mystic shots, landing each one, doing a bunch of damage there, and then gathering the kill right afterwards. Both summoners blown on the Caitlyn already. Both summoners blown also on the Rakan. That is not how you want to start this first game. A quick early kill onto this Ezreal here. That's gonna spell disaster for Lakers. But Caitlyn does outrange the Ezreal for the most part, but Rakan did jump back in. Looks like another set of trading. More trading in the mid lane, but Talia is unfortunately out of mana there. Just a trade of damage back and forth on the bot lane. Nothing else much happened there. Both junglers are posturing on the bot side though, so we're looking at possibly we have something a little spicy down there. They do know that Bel'Veth is there, possibly looking to cover in case. More scrapping in the top lane there. Talking a little bit about Nefari here, is able to spawn a little extra minion dogs around her to deal extra damage, and if she hits her Q, does some bleed damage and throws in dogs. Gragas coming in from the wall, belly slamming onto the Ezreal, but gets knocked up by the Rakan right afterwards. Gets a kill onto the Caitlyn from the Bel'Veth, unfortunately. Did overstep a little bit there. Ezreal is going to go low, giving another kill over to that AD carry. Is going to get a trade back onto the Sona. That's a double kill onto the Caitlyn. Really good answer and a really good wraparound from the Gragas there, landing onto the Bel'Veth and onto the Ezreal. Really good answer coming back from Lakers in this final game here. 2 kills onto the Caitlyn. That's a really good way to come back in. It didn't look like they knew that Gragas was in the area, but I don't think they spotted him until it was the very last second there. It looks like the ward that was placed over the wall there did just get placed a little too late. So unfortunately, even though they knew something was up, they didn't know exactly where he was. Or if they did not play on the information on that quick enough. So 2 kills going back over to Caitlyn. We are looking to maybe have this poke Caitlyn come in. Same thing that we had last time. Sort of this lethality poke upfront damage build. It can work, but Gragas coming in, slamming onto the Talia. Is low health on the Cassandra, but it doesn't matter. Flash over the wall for the Talia. Rock still coming out, waiting for the refresh. Flash over the wall for the Gragas. Pull back on the rocks there. Does keep him at bay. Bel'Veth coming in for the cleanup, and really good mechanics coming in from Talia there, keeping herself safe. Getting the kill onto the Bel'Veth. Very good answer coming in from IWU. Really solid mechanics coming in from the Talia there. Able to peel back, able to knock Gragas back, and also use the stones. The stones that you lay on the ground there, if someone dashes through that, not only do they take damage, but they are stunned afterwards if they go through 2 or more. If they go through that, the stun, so the stun on the Gragas set up the knockback for the Talia, and she was able to peel it back. Very good stuff coming in from her there. Unfortunate, Caitlyn. We all saw that it was properly on you. The camera saw that you missed that cannon, so may as well just surrender from this point. That's really unfortunate. But all jokes aside, really good stuff from the Talia. Unfortunate for the Gragas, now down 0-2 against the Bel'Veth. Someone who can very quickly run away and farm, can become a very potent carry threat for IWU. We've seen it already last game. Once Bel'Veth runs away with the game, there's not much you can do from there. Just too much damage coming in. Jumping in on the Nefari in the top lane. Get some damage down, but Gragas is a little out of place there. Gets this flash, and the Demacian Justice coming down to execute the Gragas. Just an overstep, and that's been the name of the series, unfortunately, for Lakers here. An overstep, and IW has just gotten so good at punishing this overaggression. Unfortunately, got caught out there. Gragas was on a ward, and then Bel'Veth was just in the perfect spot at the perfect time for that counter gank there. Getting a kill onto this Garen here, it's going to make this lane even harder for the Nefari. Again, Garen with the silence is able to shut down anyone that jumps in on him. No spells for that silence duration. Plus, Garen, for being this sort of bruisery fighter, juggernaut, whatever you want to call him here, does a surprising amount of damage, especially with the Demacian Justice. Able to execute someone that is at a lower health threshold. All of that being true damage. So it does not matter how much armor you get against him. If you get below a certain amount of health, he is going to execute you. Gragas just trying to capture a little bit of the farm here. Nice predict on the dash there from Ezreal to still hit the Mystic shot on that there. Very nice. First Dragon is still up, but no matter, as of right now, no team is posturing to grab it there. So gonna be a little later into this game before the first Dragon's picked up. 8 minutes already, 2-4, and we have about a 2K gold lead on IWU. Very good form coming into this game, keeping this sort of cohesive team fighting, very macro-oriented gameplay style that they're carrying over from the last game here. Lakers just needs to take a minute, take a breather, sit back and understand, okay, the aggression is not working. We need to turtle this out. We need to understand, okay, our AD carry is a good player, but we need to either keep playing for him or we need to reel it back a little bit. Belveth jumping on the Gragas here, able to belly slam back. The knockup missing from the Rakan is able to just come back out. So there's that mobility that we're talking about. The Mystic shot coming in. The Talia wall forcing the flash out from the Caitlyn. Knock up on the Belveth there. That's a kill for the Talia there. Has to flash on the Rakan. Rakan getting away here. But again, here comes the Belveth to just absolutely destroy this fight here. It looks like they're setting up for a dive. Double knockup happens. Talia on a killing spree here. Gets the knockback on the rocks. Gets a double kill under the turret. Talia doing really well on this game here. Doing amazing work, showing how much of a problem this champion can be. We have not talked too much about Talia in this game yet, but Talia, a champion that has come back into the meta just for some of the plays that you see here. The map mobility that comes in from the Weaver's Wall and the rocks doing so much damage. It looks like they don't really care that the Caitlyn's there. They're just going to do some more damage to the turret, get some additional plates, and keep running away with this game. Garen on the top side getting a solo kill on Nefari. We did not see what happened there, but it looks like he already has the Stride Breaker in on the top side. So that may have just been a really unfortunate overstep from Lakers. That was not the Stride Breaker, excuse me. I did not see the icon there. It was grayed out, but the Iron Whip there doing some additional damage there, and the Demacian Justice was used on the top side, so spin, silence, and Demacian Justice for the kill. That silence, you're not able to do anything once you're silenced there. It's really unfortunate. Solo kill coming in from Garen, so now we have multiple threat points coming in from IWU. I really hope that they're going to run away with this lead, and we're going to see what happens here. I would hope that they're able to close out with this lead, excuse me. Nice play coming in for the mid lane. Flash coming in from the Talia. Knockback on here, but the all-out coming in from the Cassandra, pushing her back a little farther. She's just throwing stones on the backside, and a shutdown going on to the Talia onto the Gragas. May not be the best person to have that shutdown gold on, but still good play nonetheless. Cassandра's kind of low. Belveth's coming in, gets smited. Nice dodge out. Belveth is auto-attacking. She gets another dash in. She's trying to hit there. Does not get the kill. Dashes away. Gragas knocking her back, dealing some additional damage. Rakan coming in for the engage. Misses the knockup, but does get the dance ban. Another kill going on to the Gragas. Nice trade back and a good punish coming in from Lakers here. Really good answer coming in from the Lakers. And unfortunately to say, the tables have turned a little bit, and it's actually IWU with the over-aggression there. The ultimate has been popped from Nefari. Gets the first proc on the bleed, but no other follow-up after that. Garen does have a lot of built-in tankiness, even though this Garen is looking to go more of a damage-oriented. Flash onto the Nefari with the silence, just barely is able to use the spells now. Actually does have the Demacian Justice, but actually gets minion blocked. It's not able to go any further. 3v1 onto this Belveth. Belveth is trying to survive very low. She actually gets the kill. Caitlyn also gets tanked up by the Talia, and then they're able to clean it up. Double kill for the Talia. It's so hard to kill this Belveth, even if she gets low. Very good play. What looks to be Belveth getting caught out. She's able to survive and then actually turn it around with this Talia. Very good job from this mid and jungle duo. It is amazing what they've been able to do. The crescendo coming onto the Caitlyn, who is just seemingly out of position. And there it is, another kill. It goes onto the Sona this time, but there's no reason for you to be stepping up that close to the tower. You don't have your team, unfortunately. Talia does get to go down as well to the Nefari. Good answer back coming in from Lakers, but an overstep coming in from the AD carry, and it gets punished by IWU. Belveth and Sona trying to get out of the area, ticking health bars, about half health, but the damage is done. They're looking to reset from here. Five to 13 at this 13-minute mark. 6K up on IWU, but the gold leads may say one thing, but surprisingly, Lakers Esports is able to still answer back here and there, sort of get these kills on where they need to, answer back these phenomenal plays that IWU are making. Currently, it may not look like Belveth is much of a threat, but she is an absolute terror. Already has her first item completed, applying all that on-hit damage. Cassante out of nowhere, just getting a kill onto the Belveth. The all-out, just destroying her there, unfortunately. Talia trying to peel back with the rocks there, but you have Nefari coming in. Kill given over to the Nefari. Garen's coming in, gets the stride breaker slowed down. Silence spinning all over him, but Rakan comes in for the save. 3v1, Gragas knocks it back. Demacian Justin just executes the Gragas. Gragas is full damage, not tanky. And there's the Demacian Justice outplayed, as someone would say. Hits R, execute true damage. That's so unfortunate. Mystic Shot does hit onto the Caitlyn there, does a little bit of damage, but Caitlyn does have her first lethality item, has the Ghost Blade there, has a little bit of extra movement speed and damage on or auto attacks. Not from the items, but it's from the Keystone. In any case, looks like this tower is going to go down. It looks like they're just going to concede this here. May not even need the charge for this. And one Mystic Shot, one hit. There's the first turret going over. Should have gone over to the Ezreal personally, but at this point, I don't think they care too much. Right now, they want to drive that Rift Herald in for another charge, or for a charge. Get a bunch of damage on that inner turret there. Talia is down there for the push, and there's half your turret gone just from one charge there. Talia putting in absolute work, already has her Leandries completed, so she's going to be giving a lot of damage to the team. Their Trinity Force also completed on the Ezreal, so every one of those Mystic Shots are going to hit like a truck. Crescendo going on to the Rakan there, and Talia is donated a kill from their support. Very good job on getting that pick. Overstep. I'm a broken record here. Unfortunately, Lakers not playing to what position that they're in. They are just, they play like if they're ahead, but it's unfortunate because IW is just doing such a good job at punishing these plays. Kazante 1v3 going all out to try to keep alive. One rock, there's the flash in, and that's another kill given over to the AD carry. Did not see if he got caught out, but tried his best to escape there. Commendable, but got caught out in the end. That's the mid lane turret down. That is a bunch, about 8K up on this team here on IWU. Playing this out similar to the last game here, just playing well, responding well to the aggression coming in from Lakers Esports. And at this point, we need to take a step back and say, where does Lakers come in here? Caitlyn going lethality is going to drop off in damage if people get tankier. The flash having to come out from the Rakan thanks to the Talia there. But it looks like they are posturing over to dive here. Talia in the tri-bush there. Rakan has to ulti to get out. The Weaver's Wall keeping them in. Able to jump over. No kills given over just yet, but are able to absorb a bit of the pressure. Gragas dashing in, just taking a bunch of damage from the Talia rocks, but able to absorb, only losing the tower there. Bunch of ultimates blown, but nothing happening here. Cast thrown out onto Talia, doing a bunch of damage with that Night Harvester. But is he going to jump back in? Nefari flashes in, but she's just flashing into her death. The Malcian Justice killing her there. Caitlyn does get the kill on the Talia. It's 1v3 for this Garen. Flashes over the wall, gets built over Peacemaker. Doesn't get the kill onto Garen, but good trade back coming in from Lakers. Getting a kill onto this Caitlyn, trying to scrap back into this game. It's picks like that. That aggression that's coming out from this team, that's where this is going to be good. Getting nice aggressive picks without giving too much over. At this point, when you're this far behind, 1-for-1s are exactly what you're going to need. 1-for-1s are worth it. That's 2 levels down from Bella. That's half her health already just from 2 abilities. That's pretty good. But I think Belveth, if she decided to turn around, would be able to turn that and possibly just kill him. Eight to 17 at the 18-minute mark. 2 dragons on IWU. Currently, the next dragon isn't spawning for a little bit of time here, so we do have just the Rift Herald here. Looks like IWU is posturing for exactly that, getting the Scuttle for some vision. Nefari's on the bot side, does have TP if she wants to TP in on this fight here, but Talia is roaming up too, has the Weaver's Wall to get there quicker than a TP can. Does not look like they're going to posture to contest here, with Nefari still clearing on the bot side here. Garen, let's talk about Garen a little bit. Garen is 4-0 with the Stride Breaker and the Dead Man's Plate already. Makes him really hard to peel off. Stride Breaker on the active is able to slow things that are around him, and with the Dead Man's Plate is able to gain movement speed based off walking there. There's the Stride Breaker slowing everything around. The knock up on the Rakan barely does any damage to the Garen there, unfortunately. Garen is just in their team, just having fun at this point. Belvath looks like she might be getting called out, but she has 4 dashes on the champion. Very fun. And is able to just dash away there. Kassan trying to get some damage down. Nefari dashing forward, refreshing the dogs there, but isn't going to dash in there. It's the first proc, throws the dogs over the wall, but just a little bit of damage. It's not, unfortunately, doing anything at this point. Talia is pushing in the bot lane, does not need to be anywhere, still has the TP and the Weaver's Wall if she needs to get to a fight anytime soon. Cassante not able to stop the backs, unfortunately. We do have the Drake. It spawned at this point. It is a Hex Drake. It is fairly good for both teams to get, but unfortunately, Lakers Esports is not in a position to contest this. Garen using the Hex portals just to create a little bit of pressure in the enemy jungle there. Pushing into the backside, just playing a ward, a deadly ward, unfortunately. And they walk by him. There's the silence under there. The crescendo over top, spinning all over. Doesn't even need the Damascene Justice. Davari jumps in, but she's jumping into her death. Another Stride Breaker. There's the Damascene Justice. Double kill on the Garen off the Nefari. That's the deadliest ward that you will ever see in this game. Just a Garen. He didn't even need a bush this time. He just stood there. You wrap around the corner, and there you go, dead. Cassante slamming Belveth into the wall there, trying to get something back on this here. Goes all out, so tries to get this damage here, but Belveth is so hard to kill. Talia getting the kill off of that there. And what are you going to do, Caitlyn? It's so unfortunate. Talia jumping onto the Caitlyn, and there it is. Kill given over to the Sona. That is a clean team fight coming in from IW. 6-0 on the Garen there. 10-4 on the Talia mid. Every member, even the supports, fed at this point. 3-0, 18 stacks on the Medjay, and building the Sheen. So we have a damage Sona. Rift Herald in the mid lane to get.
Your audio just cut out. Psych, your audio cut out. Apologies, folks. Not 100% certain what's going on. This is producer Captain Jack. We're just waiting to see what's going on with Mr. Sykes' mic right now. I can see him talking on my screen, but he's not hearing me, unfortunately. So we'll get him back in the action here momentarily. All right, folks. Producer Captain Jack. Oh, there he is. Oh, actually, it does not have you, Mr. Psych, unfortunately. Let me see if I can add a source here real quick. Get you in here. Apologies, folks. We have been in a series. We have just deemed that the production setup at Scrims is just cursed at this point. Like, we love y'all, Scrims, but it died last weekend. It booted you out of the call. It's just been a fun time all around. So let's see what microphones we have here. All
Yeah.
right, go ahead and talk for me,
Talking.
Mr. Psych.
Talking.
Try to get you in here. Unhide. Do, 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 do. All right,
It
not that one. Yeah, I know. Unfortunate. Let's see. Let's try the stereo mix. How about now? Oh, I think I might have got some. No, still not getting you there. Uh, all right, I got the webcam. So we're getting audio through the webcam. So,
Oh, sweet.
uh, all right, all right, folks. Well, we'll figure out the technical issues that are going on right now and try to get us back for an interview. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more battle for the Midwest Six and crown our final League of Legends Grand Champions in just a few moments.
If there is anything that is more cursed than me
for a spin, running for a spin. Running for a spin, running for a spin. Hold up.
Hold. Bringing music down, and you're live.
Actually here with our winners from IWU. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we actually got cut out at the end there. But your winners for Battle for the Midwest are actually IWU here. I have Luke and Zach. That is Handy Taco and Shark Eye from the game here. So, talking about the games a little bit here. First off, that game one unfortunately fell away from you guys. It looks like that Samira pick just ran away with the game. How did you guys handle that, and how did you keep your mental coming from that game one after what looked to be an absolute dumpster, unfortunately?
Well, I mean, we thought we had the better comp that game.
Tell them
We
to
sort
speak
of
up
let
a
the
little bit.
Samara get out of control. But we believe that, like, we were kind of just outdrafting them, so we thought that if we played better, we would run away with the games.
Yeah. I saw that from the drafting, because there were a couple of target picks on like the Karthus and from your picks there. Yeah, the game just seemed to fall away from you. Sorry, I cut you off here. You were going to say about the game there?
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say, like, we went into that game expecting to win, so it was a little, unnerving when we started losing so hard. We kind of, had the mentality that even though we were losing, our team comp was so much better that we'd eventually outscale them. But obviously that didn't end up happening, so morale was, a little damaged after game one, but we were still, pretty confident going into game two.
That was one of the criticisms that I have. It seems like that you guys were trying to figure it out, trying to sort of deal with that aggression. But coming into game two, actually, it looks like you guys drafted specifically for that aggression. It seems like with the Tom Kench pick, that you guys were understanding that, Lakers, they were going to come in, they were going to be really aggressive there. So what was your rationale for some of the bans there, and where do you think that where do you think that this team comp really came together for that aggression there? Because I know the Tom Kench pick is really good for against an aggressive comp there. Whose idea was that sort of to do this fasting Senna?
Well, Senna was kind of our core strategy throughout the tournament. In fact, it only got banned away from us in the last game. So the Senna, Tom Kench was just like a classic with the pick. And Cassante was kind of just running every single game this tournament, also except the last. So that was kind of a natural pick. And this guy here is sort of a Belveth one trick, so.
And actually bringing it to you here with the Belveth, because Belveth sort of, with this new patch, has just sort of come into the meta and has become this really strong pick. One of the things that I was a little worried about early on was, it seemed, at least in game two with the Belveth pathing, usually you start off like on Raptors or something, so I was a little worried that, hey, maybe you'd fall behind with the Graves, but you actually ran away with the game. How did you feel going into this game on this Belveth? You said that's one of your good, confident picks?
Yeah, I mean, so basically, we recognized pretty early that their jungler is going to try to invade my jungle early. So going into game two, I made sure to take extra preparation, talking with my team and making sure we didn't let that happen. And because of that, I was able to avoid any problems with that and actually invade his jungle. So I guess just playing around what their jungle was going to do kind of let me run away with the game in game two.
Yeah, that was an absolutely good thing. Reeling back, talking about the sort of over-aggression that I kept harping on when it comes to Lakers, I noticed Vayne right away was just getting this early game really trying to be aggressive there. How did your, I know your bot lane isn't here there right now, but recovering from that absolute ridiculous game one. I keep bringing it up because I have not seen that crazy of a game, but
yeah.
It wasn't their best performance.
It wasn't their best performance, but taking that into game three with the Ezreal, with the Sona, and then again you had the Belveth given to you again even after that good performance in game two. How did you close this out? What was your strategy going into game three after a successful game two?
Oh, well, it's funny because so Cassante was winning every game, and then they were like, okay, we have to ban it. And I was like, no, guys, I got this. Like, let me get the counter pick. And no one really wanted to do it except me. But we did it anyways, and then they sent Cassante mid and counterpicked a Fury top. But yeah, it just kind of it worked out. I think we got better draft, and yeah, it was fun.
Well, one thing to like note too is that like, so we kind of had a huge debate on whether or not to ban Galio or Cassante. We kind of narrowed it down to those two game 3, but in game 2 we kind of saw like that their mid laner felt like pretty weak off of Galio. So we kind of decided to like risk it and let them get Cassante to ban out the Galio because like we thought that like might be worth it. As
Yeah.
it turns out, it was.
Yeah.
It definitely did work out. And so the last thing that I want to get into here for to round it all up, the Garen pick. Something that isn't seen that often. I don't know if you guys pay attention to Worlds, but it came in with one particular player at Worlds. But Garen is something you don't see on a competitive stage pretty much ever. What was your rationale behind the Garen pick, and what really drove you to take this home and really run away with the game?
Well, I guess Garen is like a known Cassante counter, and frankly, although it's season 13, this is randomly the season I decided to pick up Garen. And honestly, I mean, he can really just take away games. He's really difficult to deal with, especially for Cassante. And they were scared enough to send him mid. They really didn't want that matchup because they knew that it was also really bad.
I saw that flex there, especially with the fair. I don't like the idea of sending a Nefari against the Garen because again,
Me
you
neither.
have the silence. You have the silence.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You have the silence. She jumps in, and then what does she do after that?
Mhm.
I saw initially what looked to be a really aggressive build, and you sort of reeled it back with the dead man's plate there, sort of understanding. Okay, I'm fed anyways. Let's continue going there. What do you guys have planned from here on out? Do you have any other ambitions for any other tournaments, or are you just looking to play where you can?
Yeah, I mean, well, me and him and our mid laner Fable, we won Battle for the Midwest last year. So maybe we'll come back next year and take another win.
Oh, heck yeah.
But I do want to shout out our ADC Navs. It's his birthday tomorrow. So good job, Navs. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And then where can people find IWU? Like, do you have any socials or any website that you guys want people to look you guys up on?
Yeah, I mean, IWU_esports on pretty much like every social media. I think is our school's account. It's pretty active. Somebody runs it. I don't know.
Yeah. We have a Twitter. We have a Twitch.
We out here.
Yeah.
We're out here. They're on the socials, all that kind of stuff. I want to thank you guys again for coming in for a small interview here, and I want to thank Kaiju again for hosting the event here. So we're gonna throw it back to another short break, and then we're gonna have the final word.
We're
from
actually
Tengu.
just going to roll into it.
Well, you know what? Actually, we're just going to roll into bringing in Tengu for the final word here. Tengu, being the head of Kaiju here, I'm going to pass the mic off to him, and you'll have the final word here.
Makes sense. Yep.
Hey, buddy.
Hey. Oh, wow. We made it. I guess.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
we did.
Is this live? Am I live?
Yes, we are live.
I guess the only couple things I want to say is just really just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everyone that participated over this weekend and the last. I think local esports is really important. I care about it a lot. Grassroots esports is really important. So thank you guys all. If you came and participated, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We'll continue to keep doing this for as long as we're able to. We just want you guys to come out, to compete, to have a good time, kick each other's asses, and have fun and make some new friends. And yeah, so I mean, that's kind of it. From the bottom of my heart, from Kaiju Corp to all of you out there watching, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
All right, well, that's going to be the end of it for us here at the Kaiju Corp Battle for the Midwest 6. That's right, folks. Number 6 is in the books, which only means that number 7 is on the horizon. So be sure to be keeping an eye on socials at Kaiju Corp Ferry or at Kaiju Corp GG over on Twitter. Thanks so much once again to Tengu and all the amazing staff at Kaiju for keeping things running, as well as helping out our production team putting this on. And with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and sign off for the evening. Have an amazing night. Love each other, and we'll see y'all next time.